What is going on, guys? Your boy Gamers Goon. Today we are here to talk about WrestleMania 36, the first WrestleMania too big for just one night. That's at least how they're branding it. Obviously, we know because of the situation going around in the world today, they're not able to be all in the arena at once, so they have to split it up into two nights. Just a quick disclaimer: I'm either going to be drinking this or this during this. It is somewhat early. It's about 10 a.m. right now. Not because I'm tired, but because I had to wake up for a Zoom meeting for my classes. And I'm trying to fit all this filming in between my first class period and then my next two class periods, which start in about an hour and a half. So I got to get this filmed, and I have to get something else filmed that you'll see. The thing I'm going to film after this on Thursday, and you'll see this on Saturday morning, the morning of WrestleMania. Anyways, enough talking. Let's get right down and dirty with WrestleMania 36. I believe the show starts at 5 p.m. Central Time on Saturday, the 4th of April. Don't quote me on that. I do not know if there will be a pre-show, but at this juncture, I am not 100% sure which matches are going to be on which night, so I'm not going to go in an order that I think it's going to go in. I'm just going to go up and down the list. So anyways, let's start it off with Otis and Dolph Ziggler. I think this match is I think this is one of those matches you could push back. This match needs a crowd. Yes, you built it as a WrestleMania match. You got the fans invested. But the thing about this match in particular is it's all about the story. It's not work rate. It's all about the story. Otis needs to overcome Dolph Ziggler and finally get the girl of his dreams, Mandy Rose. You need a crowd to embrace that moment. I'm not for this match going on still. With that being said, I think it's obvious as to where the WWE is going to go, and I think they're going to have to take Otis to beat Dolph Ziggler just based on the way they've built the story. You're not going to have Otis go through all this and then just end up losing to Dolph Ziggler at the end of the day. That's just not how it works. It is not how it works. Next, we got the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, going and defending their tag team titles against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. What can I say about this match? Asuka, we've heard some rumors that she might be out of WrestleMania. From what I understand, those were debunked. She is going to be in WrestleMania, from what I understand from the dirt sheets. But either way, it's Vince. It is Vince at the end of the day. And what is Vince's favorite thing to do at big shows? To get his people over. And I imagine Alexa Bliss is going to get that moment at WrestleMania. On Saturday or Sunday, she's going to be sitting there with Nikki Cross holding those tag team titles, because we all know Alexa is one of Vince's people. And I'm going to go off on a limb and say that Alexa Bliss is going to get it here. Especially because we're getting what we want with Otis. I could easily see Vince, instead of making a drastic thing later in the show, I could easily see him just throwing in the little Alexa Bliss is going to be a champion, just to appease his own ego, thinking that he made her a superstar or whatever. I could easily see it. I'm taking Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in the tag team women's championship match. Next, we got Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan. This is a match I'm looking forward to. If they let these two guys go, it is going to be a high work rate match. And when I say high work rate match, I mean every sense of the word. You're going to see Daniel Bryan, he's going to be the technical wrestler at some points. Sami Zayn. If you have not seen Sami Zayn go in a phenomenal match, go watch his match with Shinsuke Nakamura at whatever takeover it was. Phenomenal match. Go watch his work with Kevin Owens in NXT. Sami Zayn can work. He is a great wrestler. I think we all know how great of a wrestler Daniel Bryan is. I don't think I need to offer any examples to you. If you want any examples, just go look up for the entire WrestleMania 30 build. I think we all found why everybody loves Daniel Bryan, because he's a great wrestler. But this match could be something special. The one thing, though, is I haven't heard anybody say this, but I've been thinking it since the whole Drew Gulak won Daniel Bryan the match for the Intercontinental Championship at Mania. What if, now, this is far-fetched because I highly doubt Drew Gulak joins a group already. But what if this is the moment where Drew Gulak, he says, you know what? I earned this opportunity for you, Daniel. And then he turns his back on Daniel. He interjects himself in the match while Cesaro and Shinsuke are possibly trying to interject themselves, distracts the ref. And then from behind, Drew Gulak, low blow or something like that, of that nature, for Sami Zayn to continue being a champion. I don't know how it's going to go in this match. I really don't. I think this match could be really good if they let him go. But the way Sami Zayn is a relatively new Intercontinental Champion, obviously after beating Braun Strowman, I could easily see Sami Zayn winning here and sort of furthering the feud with Daniel Bryan up until maybe a SummerSlam. I really don't see Daniel Bryan taking the Intercontinental Championship this soon, right after Sami Zayn won the title off of Braun Strowman. He could have been a transitional champion, but do I think that was the intention of putting the title on Sami Zayn? No, I think it's more to build the Cesaro, Nakamura, Sami group, and I think that possibly we could see a Drew Gulak turning heel. Not necessarily joining, but just turning his back on Daniel Bryan. He doesn't have to join. He could just say, he could come out on Monday, he could be like, or on Friday, and be like, you know what? I really don't even care about them. I really don't. I wanted the opportunity, and you took my opportunity after I won the match. I really just see Drew Gulak turning. I haven't heard anything about it. If it happens, you heard it here first. I'm not putting any credit on my statement. It's just something that I've been thinking might go down. Next, let's talk about Alistair Black and Bobby Lashley. Obviously, Bobby Lashley's going to come down to the ring with Lana. I expect Bobby Lashley, honestly, to get a decent entrance. With him being with Lana, I feel like Bobby Lashley was not at last year's Mania, I don't believe, unless he was in like the Battle Royal. But Bobby Lashley, he hasn't been at WrestleMania for how long? Exactly. I imagine he's going to come down to the ring with Lana and with some heroic entrance or whatever, just to kind of build to him. And then Alistair Black, we all know what Alistair Black does. He's a very quick-paced, strike-oriented guy. He's going to hit you with the black mass. He's going to knock you out. This match could be something good. Obviously, with the legit MMA, UFC type background that Bobby Lashley holds, he's a very tough guy. Then you got Alistair Black, one of the best strikers in the WWE. Two hard-hitting guys going against each other. Not necessarily invested in this match, more so interested in, because I know this match could turn out decent. That's why I'm interested. The story's not good going into this. There is no story going into the Bobby Lashley Alistair Black match outside of they're both strong guys that could go up against each other and legitimately fight. I think it could be a very cool thing to see Alistair Black pick up a victory at WrestleMania. But my issue comes with Lana, and yes, I just did get done saying Drew Gulak might have influence into the end of the match. But I also think Lana could have an influence into the match. Not necessarily her pulling up any cheap moves, maybe an argument with the ref, Bobby Lashley, or to break up a fall count, or a 3 count. Bobby Lashley hits a spear on Alistair. I really don't see Alistair Black walking out of Mania. I really don't. I really do not see that happening. I'm going to have to take Bobby Lashley in it. I really am. There's no rhyme to reason of why I'm taking Bobby Lashley. I just really feel like Bobby Lashley is going to be the guy for Vince to pick to win at WrestleMania. Next, we have Elias versus King Corbin. We all know the story about this. Elias ain't a big fan of King Corbin. He's been coming out. He's been calling Baron Corbin some trash. He's like, you're a bum, Corbin. You're a bum. Elias, buddy, you're not the one that should be speaking. You're not. You haven't been doing anything, man. I love you. But you haven't been doing anything, Elias. You really haven't. I imagine this is going to be a pretty quick match. Definitely a match that you do not have to sit through if you're going to be watching WrestleMania. This could be when you go to the kitchen and get some more pizza, go get some more wings, whatever you're doing for WrestleMania. Maybe you could go take the trash out. Maybe you go wash the dishes, whatever. This match ain't gonna be a high work rate match. It could be something decent. I expect it just to be about a 5 to 7 minute match where obviously Baron Corbin's gonna pick up the victory at the end of the day with a end of days. I really just don't see how Elias beats King Corbin. I really don't. Next, we have a match that I think everybody, including their mothers, are excited for. And that is Edge versus Randy Orton. The only issue I have with this match in particular is that it's in front of nobody. My reasoning is Edge. We all know Edge feeds off the crowd. We all know when Metalingus hits, everybody pops. Everybody in that arena pops. And it gives you the chills. And then for Edge to go in and win at WrestleMania, and then the music hits again as Edge is celebrating the ring after 9 long years of him not being able to do this, that's a moment. That's a huge moment to hear the crowd reaction to him winning. We're not getting that. We're just going to get the music. But obviously, it's a personal feud. You got Randy Orton. He's known Edge his entire life. Randy Orton's made it personal. He RKO'd Beth. He's called Edge by Adam Copeland. He said Adam Copeland is a junkie for Edge. Edge says, you know what, Randy? Maybe you're right. Maybe I am a junkie for this. But aren't we all? You just seem to always come back to me to feel something about yourself, Randy. It's a real personal feud. Randy brought in the kids. He brought in his wife. Edge said, you don't do this out of love. You don't love me. You're just doing it in spite of me. And it's just one of those feuds. It's a blood feud. You know it comes off genuine. It's something that everybody wants to look into and look forward to. They've had some great promos. Edge has had some decent promos. Randy Orton's had some decent promos in this build. It's been real good stuff. And on top of that, it's a last man standing match with probably two of the more, popular guys. So this was going to get a great reaction. You got Randy Orton. Everybody loves the RKO. You got Edge. Everybody does. It's not just a spear. It's not just whatever. It's not. You get Edge. You get Adam Copeland in the arena. Everybody loves him. Everybody loves Edge. We know what he's been through. He hasn't wrestled for 9 years because of a neck problem. Imagine if this is in front of 100,000 people like it should have been in Tampa. Or 80,000, however many it was supposed to be. Edge, he is remade if that happens. But it's not going to happen. Anyways, after I got that spiel off, let me go with who I think is going to win. And that, my good sir, is Edge. It's not Randy. If Edge is coming back to wrestle at a WrestleMania after 9 long years of being on the shelf, it's going to be Edge. There's no ifs, there's no ands, and there's no buts about it. It is going to be Edge. Next, we got the Raw Tag Team Championship match. We got the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford defending their titles against what should have been Andrade, but instead is Austin Theory and Angel Garza, obviously with Zelina Vega. Obviously, we know they came out on Monday and claimed that Andrade is injured. From what I understand, he did not want to risk getting the sickness. But like I said on my Raw review, it's too early for Austin Theory. I really can't see this going to Austin Theory and Angel Garza. If it does, you can color me shocked. This is absolutely ridiculous. Austin Theory needs more time in NXT. He needs some more time to cook up. Obviously, it says a lot about what Vince likes in Austin Theory. But I just really can't see you bringing somebody in on Monday. Somebody young, like an Austin Theory, 22-year-old guy, just fret. He's a baby in the industry. He's a baby. You can't just skyrocket him to... I mean, putting the tag team titles on him is not skyrocketing him, but you know what I'm saying. You can't just give him that big of a role immediately and expect him to carry it, especially with Angel Garza. Angel Garza is good, but I think Angel Garza definitely needed Andrade in this match if they were going to win. Mostly because Andrade and Garza together is where the money is. Austin Theory and Garza? No. Absolutely not. I don't know why Austin Theory is in the group. Zelina Vega just said she liked him in NXT, so she brought him up. I don't think that's a good enough reason. That's why I'm going to have to say the Street Profits are going to have to be the ones that I believe are going to have to be victorious in the Raw Tag Team Championship match. Next, we got a match that is going to be altered. It is going to be altered, whether you like it or not. The Miz and Morrison versus The New Day versus the Usos in a triple threat tag team ladder match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. As we know, The Miz is ill and he will not be at WrestleMania. That's what ended up causing Roman Reigns to pull out. So, obviously, John Morrison is still good to go. The Usos had an issue with it. So, from what I've been hearing, we might be getting a one-on-one tag team ladder match. Or a ladder match. I don't know if the titles are going to be on the line. But I know this match is going to be significantly altered. I know it's not going down as it is listed. Miz and Morrison, it's just Morrison. The New Day, I don't know if it's going to be a one-on-one match. Honestly, I pushed this match back. There wasn't enough build going into it anyways. I would make it a number one contenders match between the New Day and the Usos. Say, you know what? Since the Miz had to get pulled, how about we settle it once for all? Let's find the true number one contender. But I hate the idea of putting the tag team titles on a ladder match for one-on-one. I really do. But I've been hearing things going around about maybe just one Uso, one John Morrison, and maybe one New Day. Maybe. I'm not for it. I'd move this match back. I'm going to have to go off on a limb and say if this match somehow goes down in any sort of fashion, I would assume you give... I would honestly keep the titles on Miz and Morrison for now, because I really don't... There's not enough build going into it. I just... Miz and Morrison are... Well, Morrison's going to be walking out of the PC with the title, in my opinion. However, this match goes down. But this match is basically canceled because The Miz is ill, just so you guys know. So I'm not going to go and say The Miz and Morrison are going to win when, obviously, we all know The Miz is out. Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. I've been hearing some slight rumors about Kevin Owens possibly being out of Mania. I do not believe them to be true, and I have not heard of any credible sources saying Kevin Owens is going to be out of WrestleMania. But Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. This match has been built perfectly. If you look at this 3 weeks ago, there's not a single thing that interests you in this match. Not a single thing. I don't care about this match. When this match was first announced, did I care? Absolutely not. But then last week, Seth Rollins came out and cut one of his best promos since he's been back in 2015 when he was a heel Seth Rollins with the Money in the Bank briefcase. That is the only time I remember Seth Rollins actually cutting a promo half as good as what he cut last Monday. Seth Rollins last Monday, he came out and he was like, Kevin, you know better than I do that I didn't need the Performance Center. He's basically taking shots at Kevin saying, hey, you had to come here. I was good enough that I just got to pass all this. I was good enough that they built the Performance Center because of the work I put in. They wanted people to be like me. Seth Rollins came out and cut a very serious, very heartfelt promo about how he didn't need all this because he was already better than everybody. It was great stuff. It was real great stuff. And he cut it in this kind of sarcastic, like down-to-earth tone where he's just like, Kevin, you know better than me that the Performance Center was built because of Seth Rollins. He didn't yell. He didn't make his voice pop for the crowd. He cut it very serious. He was just having a one-on-one conversation with Kevin Owens. Great promo work from Seth Rollins. And then this past Monday, 2 nights ago, we get Kevin Owens sitting in the ring, and he's like, you know what, Kevin, or you know what, Seth, you're right. a lot of this is because of you. But the problem you have, Seth, is you don't realize that you've been handed everything. I'm not going to lie and sit here and say that I haven't been handed everything, too. I was handed the Universal Championship, but so were you. You were handed your spot with the Authority. You were handed main events. But at WrestleMania, Seth, you're going to have it taken away from you by me. That was a great promo from Kevin Owens as well. And the way they've been building this feud has been, it went from making me very uninterested to pretty interested. I'm excited to see this match now. It's a normal match, but they've invested in me. There's nothing on the line here. It's a personal feud. It wasn't personal 3 weeks ago, but now it is. And I love everything they've done with Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. I'm going to go off on a very big limb here. Obviously, the easy route is to say Seth Rollins because he is going to maintain his heel run. I'm going to take the hard route. I'm going to go difficult. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to say Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is going to get his WrestleMania moment. He's going to. Look at Kevin Owens' WrestleMania past. Can you think of anything Kevin Owens has done in the last however many WrestleManias? No. You can't. You can't. That's nothing against Kevin Owens. That's not. It just, they haven't invested in Kevin Owens the way they should have. Saturday or Sunday or whatever time this match is taking place, there's your golden opportunity. You're having Kevin Owens take down the biggest heel that you have on the roster as of right now. It's a perfect opportunity to build Kevin Owens up and catapult him back into where he should be all along, at the top of the card, at the WWE Championship matches, at the Universal Championship matches, whatever it might be. He needs to get back to the main event, and this could be the catalyst for Kevin Owens, and I really hope it is. Obviously, Seth Rollins can get back at any time. There's Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins he's fit for the Money in the Bank. He's the heel. He's the sadistic guy. He's the opportunist. He has Money in the Bank written all over him. He can win it a second time. But Kevin Owens doesn't have Money in the Bank written on him. He doesn't. Do I think Kevin Owens should win this match? Absolutely. Kevin Owens has been some of the best work we've seen in the past few weeks. And I think Kevin Owens deserves it. I really do. All right. Now, we're going to get into a match that I don't even know why it's happening. As you know, Dana Brooke was pulled from this match. It is Bayley versus Lacey Evans versus Naomi versus Sasha Banks versus Tamina. I do not know why Tamina is in it. I'm not going to try to break it down. I don't know why Naomi is in it. I'm not going to try to break it down. Lacey Evans, we all know why she's in it. Vince has been trying to push her, and this is the ultimate opportunity for Lacey Evans. This has Lacey Evans written all over this match. Bayley and Sasha Banks. Obviously, best friends. They came out last week. They cut the promo saying, why would we turn our back? Well, Bayley said, why would I turn my back on Sasha? Why would she turn her back on me? And Sasha gave this the slightest bit of hesitation. She was like, you know they're tricking them. The thing I have is I think what's going to happen is there's going to be 3 women left in the match. It's going to be Sasha, Bayley, and Lacey. And instead of doing the interesting route of having Lacey getting pinned, and then what I would honestly do with this match is I would have Tamina. I would have Tamina eliminate Naomi real quick. And then I'd have Lacey roll up Tamina, cheap pin, real quick. I'd have probably about 3 or 4 minutes of Lacey Evans being in the match, hit a bank statement or a Bayley to belly, and call it a day for Lacey Evans. And I would let Bayley and Sasha go on for 10, 15 minutes by themselves. That is not how it's going to go, though. That is definitely not how it's going to go. That's the way I would want it. That's the way I would book it. Be creative with this stuff. Make it a match between Bayley and Sasha. Build the interest in that story, because that is the story that could revitalize your women's division. We know what they did at TakeOver Brooklyn. Why haven't we done that on the main roster? Why? Let's build that up. But that's not what's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But the thing I am imagining here is we're going to see that moment of hesitation that Sasha had incorporated into this match. What I mean by that is what we're going to see is we're going to see a moment here where Sasha is going to have an opportunity. Bayley is going to hit a Bayley to belly on Lacey Evans. She's going to set her up for, she's going to put her on the middle ropes so Sasha can do her double knees off the ropes. But instead, we're going to see something where Sasha hits a Meteora onto Bayley. Or Sasha rolls up Bayley in some sort of manner. Or she hits a bank statement on Bayley. And Bayley is the third one eliminated. And we're going to see Sasha and Lacey Evans. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. And if Lacey Evans is the last one in that match with anybody, whether it be Bayley, Sasha, Naomi, Tamina, guarantee you Lacey Evans wins the match. Guarantee you. This is an easy out to get Lacey Evans a championship. Because Lacey Evans doesn't have to do much. She doesn't have to beat. She doesn't have to bury, so on what some people would say. She doesn't have to bury Bayley. All she has to do is capitalize on an opportunity. You have Sasha Banks hit a bank statement, gets Bayley to tap. Sasha Banks gets up celebrating. Bayley upset, visibly upset that her best friend turned her back on her. And you get Lacey Evans to roll up. Very simple. Hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully it's not, but I can easily see it happening. I imagine it will. I'm going to have to take Lacey Evans in the match. I really am. I don't want it to happen, but I can easily see it happening. Next, we got John Cena and Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. What does this mean? I'm going to be honest with you. This kind of reminds me of the House of Horror match with Orton and Bray. It kind of does. It gives me those vibes. Obviously, it's going to be in the Funhouse, not the Horror House or whatever it was. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a cinematic production. We all know that. I expect it to be a really good thing. I really do. With the amount of time they've had to edit whatever Bray Wyatt and John Cena did because they filmed it last week, I imagine it's going to turn out really good. John Cena and Bray Wyatt. I will talk about this match again later in the show, but I'm going to have to go off on a limb and say, since it's in the Funhouse, I imagine we're going to get to see some puppets. I imagine we're going to get to see multiple versions of Bray Wyatt. Maybe John Cena walks into the Funhouse to normal old Bray Wyatt in the little vest, and he's like, well, Cena, nice that you've came. I've had somebody waiting for you. And then the Fiend walks on. I don't know, but definitely I expect multiple versions of Bray Wyatt in the match. Maybe you get the Bray Wyatt that John Cena first beat at WrestleMania 30. Maybe you get that one. Maybe you get Bray Wyatt saying, John, I know you know this guy. And then it's, you beat me at WrestleMania 30. And then I know for a fact, John, you're not going to beat The Fiend. I don't know how it's going to go, but I expect there to be a lot of versions of Bray Wyatt in this match. And I'm going to have to obviously take Bray Wyatt. Why not? Bray Wyatt is fighting in his territory. How is John Cena going to win? Next, we got The Undertaker versus AJ Styles. This is also a very personal match. Not really as personal as what Edge and Randy Orton put on. But The Undertaker mentioned AJ by name. AJ mentioned Undertaker by name, Mark Calloway, whatever. AJ Styles poking fun at Mark Calloway's wife, Michelle McCool. Undertaker thinks, you know what, that's too far. A Boneyard match, I believe it's just a Buried Alive match, but I believe they're sticking away from the Buried Alive terms. I think it's a Boneyard, or I think that's what a Boneyard match is. I could be very wrong, but this is going to be another one of those cinematic productions. It's going to be somewhere with some dirt, some headstones. It's going to be an interesting thing. But I'm going to be honest with you. The Undertaker, he's not going to be The Undertaker. He's not going to be the dead man. He's not going to be any of that. He's either coming out as Big Evil You know what? He probably is coming out as Big Evil. That's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say he's going to have Big Evil. The Undertaker can come out. He's not gonna have to. He could get buried. He really could. Between AJ Styles and his match. But I'm gonna go off on a limb and I'm gonna say Undertaker is going to win against AJ Styles. It is a dream match for multiple people, but since there is no people, it is going to be filmed on a set somewhere, and obviously, I think the whole Boneyard situation kind of favors Undertaker, because that's more up Undertaker's alley than AJ's, because can I see AJ burying the Undertaker? Honestly, can I? No. The guy that I kind of see doing it is like a Seth Rollins. Or maybe a Kevin Owens. Whoever, but I really can't see somebody like AJ Styles. He just doesn't have that vibe about him where he's going to put the dirt over Undertaker. I really don't see it. So I'm going to have to take the Undertaker in that match. Next, we got... what should we go with? Let's go with the two women's matches before we go with the two most likely main events. Okay, so we have Becky versus Shayna. The build for this match has been lackluster. Obviously, we all thought it could be something special if they built it the same way they built Rousey Becky last year. Obviously, taking out the fact that Charlotte Flair was involved in that story. But it just hasn't felt the same. I think Becky needs to chase. Shayna needs to have the title going into something like this in order to build investment, and it just hasn't worked. I think the right call at the end of the day is just to get the title on to Shayna. Obviously, Shayna Baszler, I've said it multiple times, she's the future of your women's division. She is one of the best, probably is the best at this point in time. Yes, that includes Charlotte Flair. I'm not going to compare her to a lot of the NXT people because obviously like a Candice LeRae is great, and their two styles just are completely opposite of one another. But Shayna Baszler absolutely 100% deserves to win the Raw Women's Championship. I don't think the story makes it seem like she does, but as we all know what we've seen at Shayna Baszler, she is legit. She can go. She's a great champion when she has the title. I think Shayna Baszler is the right call at this juncture. And let's transition into our last women's match of WrestleMania 36, whether it be on night 1 or night 2. Who cares? Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. For the love of Christ, Vince, I swear to everything I love, if you let Charlotte Flair win this match against Rhea Ripley, we are going to have issues. There is going to be a riot. You understand me? I am going to incite a riot on Twitter if you let Charlotte Flair win again. No, she's had her WrestleMania moment. She shouldn't even have been in the main event last year. She does not deserve to be in that main event last year. And she absolutely does not deserve the Women's Championship for NXT this year. She doesn't. The NXT Women's Championship, she does not deserve it. This is Rhea Ripley's moment. We all know what happened when Rhea Ripley... Everybody rejoiced when Rhea Ripley won the title. Rhea Ripley kind of had that Becky vibe about her, where she finally overcame the odds, and everybody just loved Rhea Ripley. This is Rhea Ripley's moment. Charlotte Flair is already a star. She's already... probably a Hall of Famer by now. There's no debating it. But Rhea Ripley? She's young. She's just getting her feet wet on the main roster. She's already been a big face on NXT. You have her walk in with the NXT Women's Championship. She's defending NXT's honor at WrestleMania. What does that say if Rhea Ripley wins? Rhea Ripley becomes a star because she be a solidified star in the women's division. NXT becomes a destination because the best woman on NXT beat the best the main roster had to offer. What else does that imply? NXT might be better than the main roster. That draws eyes to NXT. That draws eyes to Rhea Ripley. Fans are going to be like, oh, wait, who's this Rhea Ripley woman? Why is she being Charlotte Flair? There's going to be a downside to it, and that's going to be the fans that don't watch NXT, the people that are just casuals. They're going to be like, well, why did Charlotte Flair lose? But that draws them to see, you know what? Let me go tune into NXT and see what this Rhea Ripley character is doing, and you're going to see how great NXT is. You have to. And last year, I ran it into the ground. You had to let Becky win. This year, you have to let Rhea Ripley win. There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts about it. Rhea Ripley is the only correct decision in WrestleMania 36 for this match. If Charlotte Flair wins, I'm inciting a riot. And I'm sure a lot of people will too. Because you do not have somebody like Rhea Ripley. Yes, it would have been amazing to have Rhea Ripley win a title at WrestleMania in front of a crowd where we all know she would get a great reaction. Yeah. Nobody's getting the reaction. We're in a close set. Yeah. You can't change that. But you cannot allow that to influence her not winning the match. Rhea Ripley is the only correct decision, Vince. It's not Charlotte. Charlotte doesn't need to be in NXT. She's too big for NXT. Keep her on the main roster. Keep her own entity. Have her lose to Rhea Ripley, because that builds Rhea Ripley's stock. That doesn't just build her stock. If this is Rhea Ripley's stock, it goes like that real quick. It skyrockets. Rhea Ripley is the only decision. Make it happen, Vince. Make it happen. I'm taking Rhea Ripley, because if they don't go Rhea Ripley, I'm going to be very, very disappointed in Vince. Like we already are, probably. At this point in juncture, we're probably all sitting, be like, you know what? WrestleMania 36 was a doozy. I mean, we had a horrible match between Elias and Corp. Make it special. Make that match special. Make it a star-making moment for Rhea Ripley. That is all I have to ask for that one match. Next, we have Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, I am very, very sorry for you. I really am. Drew McIntyre, he's finally getting a main event at WrestleMania. We all knew that. He went through the gauntlet, obviously. Got fired, went to Impact, built his name up, came back, became a jobber for a little bit, then finally got pushed into the spotlight that he deserved. I just spilled all that coffee over me. But anyways, he finally gets the spotlight. Do I have a napkin? Yeah. Screw up. But he finally gets the spotlight he deserves. And he's getting it in front of nobody. In front of nobody. That's a lot of the things I have issues with in this show. It's because it's in front of nobody, man. I mean, you can't tell me you want to be invested in a Drew McIntyre victory to close WrestleMania 36. The end credits play, and you see Drew McIntyre sitting in the ring with tears of joy. Finally became his lifelong dream of winning the WWE Championship in the middle of the ring, at the middle of WrestleMania, or at the end of WrestleMania, whatever. It would be a star-making moment for Drew McIntyre. He's not going to get that moment. He might get the moment of him winning, but he's not going to get the moment of the fans just rejoicing, genuinely happy for the man. I feel bad for him. At the end of the day, honestly, what Paul Heyman said is something I could very easily see happening. He said next year he'll be still sitting there saying that Brock Lesnar has ran through everybody. He ran through Drew McIntyre last year at WrestleMania. I could see it happening. I wouldn't put it past him. I would not put it past him. I'm going to go off on a limb, though. Hopefully I'm right. And I'm going to say Drew McIntyre finally overcomes all the odds, and Drew McIntyre becomes your WWE champion. I might be wrong. I might be right. But everything Drew McIntyre has done to get to this point, I really hope the guy gets a payoff. Should be a good match. You get two hard-hitting guys. Brock Lesnar, we all know how legit he is. Drew McIntyre has been built a very legit way. We've seen pictures and videos of him training in Scotland or wherever he was in the hills, just marching with barrels of stuff and just real. You could tell Drew McIntyre is really invested into what he is doing as a pro wrestler, and it would be a great moment for Drew McIntyre. Last, and certainly, should I say not least or least? We get Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. As you all know, Roman Reigns is not going to be in the main event of WrestleMania. And there's been a lot of people that have kind of thrown some shade at Roman. I don't know why. Roman made a good decision. He didn't want to get compromised by the little thing going around. Obviously with his family, the Usos, getting sick. Well, not getting sick, but getting upset that The Miz was sick. Obviously, that's going to incite Roman Reigns to have to react. And it just so happened Roman Reigns pulled himself out of a more than likely main event of WrestleMania, and where he was going to become the Universal Champion. And from what I understand, Roman Reigns' replacement is going to be Braun Strowman. What I would have happen is, I'm not even going to say this was my own idea. This is definitely from JD from New York. He came up with this idea where John Cena and Bray Wyatt would be the number one contenders match, and the winner of that would go on to face Goldberg. He said a different route where Bray Wyatt wins or whatever, just so he could give the appeal to John Cena possibly getting his 17th title run. But honestly, the way I would have booked it is I would put both matches on night 2. I would have the entire night 1. After every match, just play something to John Cena. John Cena's on the chase for history. You get first match of the night, night 2. You finally have this match between Bray Wyatt and John Cena, and I would almost be compelled to pull the trigger on John Cena. I would, but obviously we're not going to get that. It would be cool, but I don't think they're going to be that creative. From what I understand, the match is going to be Goldberg and Braun Strowman. Unfortunately, we're going to get the clown himself, obviously, with his idiotic stuff that he's been posting about indie wrestling. Yeah, whatever, a loser. But anyways, Goldberg, I really can't see Goldberg going on. If Goldberg wins, he carries it to WrestleMania next year. He ain't losing at some random Extreme Rules or Backlash or whatever you want to make it on. He ain't losing. Does he drop it at SummerSlam? I don't think SummerSlam's the show for a guy like Goldberg to drop the title. I don't think he would show up at SummerSlam. So if he doesn't drop the title on WrestleMania, he's definitely dropping it next WrestleMania. And there's no way Vince thinks that's a good idea. You're going to keep Goldberg for another year as your top guy? No. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to go out, and I'm going to have to go on a very strong limb. I'm going to have to say, at the end of the night, we're going to be looking at a new Universal Champion, and it's going to have to be Braun Strowman. I really do think that's going to be the case. And then obviously we're going to get a rerun of where we had the Strowman and Roman feud a few years ago, back when they were facing each other at Great Balls of Fire and whatever it was, the other shows. Just absolutely ridiculous. No, Braun Strowman is not the right guy. He really is. I have Matt Riddle going there before him. At least Matt Riddle can carry the title for a decent amount of time. I really think if Braun Strowman win, I think Braun Strowman's gonna win at WrestleMania. You cannot have Goldberg continuing to be the champion. You can't. With Braun Strowman, there's an easy out. He can lose the title right away to Roman. Right away. But I honestly don't think Braun Strowman deserves a spot at WrestleMania. I really don't. What has he done? What is Braun Strowman's body of work that incites him to be a WrestleMania main eventer? And on top of that, not just a main eventer, the main eventer that is going to win the Universal title as the show goes off the... Nothing. Braun Strowman hasn't earned this position. He doesn't deserve to be the champion. He doesn't deserve a main event. He hasn't done anything. He just got done losing to Sami Zayn last pay-per-view at Elimination Chamber. Why is this guy getting pushed? Why is he getting the Universal Championship over a guy like Matt Riddle? Why is he the one getting the championship over a possible number one contenders match between Cena and Bray? Why is the winner of let's just throw something out there. Why is the winner of Edge and... Well, that's a Raw match. Whatever. Whoever you might want. I really don't care. Why are we not building it up? Why? Why are we just giving us, it's going to be Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's going in the main event. At the end of the day, does anybody care about Braun Strowman? No. The only reason he has a job is because he's what, 7 foot, 300 pounds? He's not great. He's okay. But he definitely does not deserve the main event of WrestleMania. Roman Reigns much more deserves that. I know a lot of people don't like Roman Reigns, and I understand that full-heartedly. I've been in the boat. We definitely don't want to see Roman Reigns main event another pay-per-view. But Roman Reigns has been suppressed. He deserves this spot. Roman Reigns has earned to be where he's going to be. The guy that hasn't, though, is Braun Strowman. He hasn't. So if Goldberg and Braun Strowman is the way they're going to go with this match, I'm going to be absolutely appalled. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. You cannot have Goldberg continue to be the champion, and you definitely cannot have Braun Strowman become a Universal Championship be a Universal Champion at WrestleMania in front of nobody. You had an opportunity. You had an opportunity when you faced Brock Lesnar. You failed. You failed. You failed on the Samoa Joe opportunity with Brock Lesnar. This is not the opportunity. The ship has sailed on Braun Strowman. If you wanted to make him a star, you should have done it 2 years ago. This is not the time for Braun Strowman. Anyways, I'm going to head on out of here. I hope you guys do enjoy WrestleMania 36. This is Saturday, so that means tonight you are going to be watching on the network or on ESPN's pay-per-view subscription, whatever you might be doing. You're going to be watching tonight as WrestleMania is going down, and right after the show, you can expect me to come onto YouTube. I might do a live stream, I might not. Go check out my Twitter down below, and I will let you guys know how I am feeling regarding WrestleMania Live, and I will also let you know whether or not I'm going to be doing a live stream or just a basic upload like I am doing currently, because obviously this is not live. I will see you guys this weekend for WrestleMania. Make sure you go watch all the videos leading up to this. Obviously, since I have done a WrestleMania week in full on Monday, obviously the Raw review Sunday last week, I put up a wrestling figure collection video. Tuesday, I put up a memorabilia collection video. Obviously, Wednesday, we're going to be talking about AEW Dynamite. And then on Thursday, you guys would have already seen it, so I'm not going to keep it a secret anymore. It is going to be my top 5 matches of all time. For me personally, obviously, if I haven't lived long enough to see some of the great matches that some people, like the Bret Hart matches or whatever, but some of the matches I've personally watched and I think are great. And then, obviously, on Friday, you guys will get your SmackDown review. And then today, Saturday, April 4th, you are going to be seeing this video, and you are going to be seeing the video regarding WrestleMania Night 1. And then on Sunday, you are going to get a video regarding WrestleMania Night 2. Anyways, make sure you guys go down below and make sure you follow the Twitter, the Instagram, or whatever, and interact with me during Mania, because we're on for one great night. Anyways, I'll see you guys later tonight for my WrestleMania 36 review. I'm out. See you guys next time.